Came across a video yesterday, and it was a draw-in title by the name of "Shame on You, Simon Cheng," and not surprisingly, this was from CGTN, which is the international branch of China Central Television and the mouthpiece for the Communist Party. Simon Cheng is a former British embassy diplomatic worker from Hong Kong, and earlier this year he was arrested in Shenzhen, supposedly for soliciting prostitutes, which is illegal on the mainland. Recently, he has approached the British Foreign Office saying that he was in fact tortured. Um, and on hearing those allegations, our Foreign Minister Dominic Raab apparently responded with fury and summoned Chinese Ambassador Liu Xiaoming. Okay, there's a few things to say here. Firstly, I'm noticing that CGTN is starting to get a bit more vocal, the way RT has been over the last sort of decade. When RT first started off, it wasn't that obvious what its agenda was, but as time went on, it got more confidence, it spread. That seems to be happening now with CGTN, particularly over the Hong Kong issue. Outside of the Hong Kong issue, with the exception of some blatant regime propaganda, it tends to be quite neutral when talking about the West. But recently it has become more vocal. Now, I have a few things to say here. Firstly, I don't know what Mr. Cheng done in Shenzhen. On this particular video, "Shame on You, Simon Cheng," viewers are rubbishing his claims. They claim he looks too comfortable for someone who's been tortured. And they say, I even saw one perverse comment that CGTN and Chinese networks are more honest than the West, which is perverse. I mean, for anyone to claim that communist state media is honest, it's a bad joke. Whatever the circumstances of Simon Cheng, it may be that he perhaps was foolish when he was in Shenzhen. But what they're doing is showing a 2-minute clip. That's what it is, 2 minutes of him supposedly confessing. Now, this is immediately a problem because CGTN is well known for using forced confessions. An earlier example this year was of the investigative reporter, I believe it was a reporter, I don't have the material right now, but a man by the name of Peter Humphreys, British citizen, who I understand was charged with espionage and basically made to give forced confessions, or rather charged with other criminal activity in the PRC. But he aired forced confessions, or rather CGTN aired his forced confessions. Now, to me, this should have been a red light for giving CGTN the license to operate in London. I've started a petition on change.org. Now, I'm realistic. I know that it may not get anywhere. But I'll put a link to the petition here. Please, please, please sign it. CGTN does not deserve to be operating in this country. Now, granted, it doesn't have massive scope. It's not on terrestrial TV. You can get it on Sky, the Sky Extension channels. But the point is, its European headquarters is in London. It operates in the UK freely. A network that has aired forced confessions. As for the arrogance and the audacity to say shame on you, Simon Cheng, no, shame on you, CGTN, for airing forced confessions of Peter Humphrey and others. You're a disgrace to journalism. I have to be honest, it really made me angry seeing that, because this really is remarkable hypocrisy for them to try and shame this guy. It's repulsive. Like I say, even if he done things maybe he shouldn't have done in Shenzhen, maybe if he did solicit prostitutes, that doesn't automatically means that CGTN is telling the truth. It doesn't mean that it can't also have been tortured. When it comes to communist state media, I just don't believe them. I think they told the same lies as the Communist Party told. And I think it's disgusting that they have a license to operate in this country. How far my petition goes, I don't know. I mean, I've only got 5 signatures at this stage. I'm being hands up with that. You know, it's not going very far. It may not go anywhere. But it's a direct message to Ofcom demanding that they revoke the license of CGTN. They have the power to do it. They've done it previously with Press TV, the Iranian state mouthpiece. They can do it, and they should. I mean, my goodness, their own overseer, the guy whose job it was to kind of ensure that they were abiding by Ofcom's guidelines, a man by the name of Nick Pollard, resigned from CGTN. He was appointed to CGTN to act as their overseer to see that they were, respecting these guidelines. He resigned because he doesn't have confidence in it. So how CGTN can continue to operate here is beyond me. Someone at Ofcom needs to wake up. And I have that exact same contempt for the fact that RT operates here. Now, some people might say, oh, what about free speech? What about freedom of the media? The point here, these networks insult the very principles of free media because they're stooges for regimes that have tortured and murdered journalists. So you can't say, let them have a voice because it's a different point of view, when their voice is to prop up regimes that don't believe in press freedom. It's completely hypocritical and completely absurd. And so long as they operate in London, I just feel disgusted. After, not to digress, but after the Salisbury attack, RT should have immediately had its license stripped. Ofcom done some investigating, but they haven't really. My issue is Ofcom is coming across as quite a weak organisation. They're not taking action where they should. Well, why are they procrastinating over this? The evidence is abundant. So why are they not taking action over CGTN and RT? Anyway, please sign my petition. So shame on you, CGTN, you vile communist mouthpiece. You don't deserve any respect. You're not a reputable news source. You have an agenda, and you prove it with this attack on Simon Cheng. Even if you're saying that he is not telling the whole truth, for you to personalize it that way shows your true agenda. Why not just report Mr. Cheng's testimony as problematic? For you to say, shame on you, Simon Cheng. What sort of news network does that? Except this vile communist mouthpiece. So, my end goal, whether it be with this petition, whether it be with increasing pressure, I want to see CGTN and RT lose their license in this country. To me, that would be a major victory for democracy and transparency, because neither of these networks embody those principles. They just don't. RT pushes conspiracy theories. RT pushes a Russian nationalistic agenda. RT is a stooge of the Putin regime. CGTN is a stooge of the Xi regime. Neither one of them should be allowed to operate in the society. I mean, my goodness, if Ofcom can't act on this, it makes you wonder what the hell is their point. They really need to get some backbone. The people at the top in Ofcom need to stop procrastinating. They need to take action. As far back as May, they were investigating CGTN. So, that's what, 6 months ago? Why is no significant action being taken? Where are the heavy fines? I mean, I want to see a full revocation of the license, but, even hefty fines would be something. But I want to see a full revocation of the license. It's perverse that a network that has aired forged confessions of Peter Humphrey and possibly Simon Cheng, very likely Simon Cheng, and others, gets to operate in this country. It's absolutely perverse. I'm pleased that Rab is taking a tough line on the Chinese. I think we could do a lot more. I think it may come to the point of diplomatic expulsions. I really do think it's come to that, and that's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. So I'll put a link to my petition below. Please sign it. It may make no difference, but you know, if everyone takes the attitude it won't make a difference, then it really won't make a difference. So please just sign it. Feel free to spread it around as many people as you want. I need signatures. If you live in the UK, it'll take a minute to do. Please, please sign it.